Hi guys, and welcome to my first Train Sim 2021 video. I'm going to be doing a series of videos in Train Sim. We'll see how we get on with it. Train Sim has always been one of those things, been one of my favourite hobbies. I thought, you know what, I'm going to actually start getting into making videos and kind of showing stuff that I'm working on, and just doing various other bits from time to time as well. Today is going to be quite an interesting video. We're going to be reviewing two different things that I have purchased recently to enhance my experience on Train Simulator. To give a little bit of background, I've been playing Train Sim for a very long time, since Microsoft Train Sim days. So to get these things that I'm going to be showing off in a moment has really taken it up a level, to a level I didn't think I was going to be able to do. I'll be able to get with Train Sim, so I'm really happy to be able to start doing that. I've got a couple of other items actually, hopefully in the very near future, that I'm also going to be doing reviews on. So this is going to be a special two-part review. In the first part, we're going to be looking at one of the items, and the second part, we're going to be looking at that second item. What are those items? Well, they're from TS Controllers, can also be found on Thomson.com. Yeah, they're incredible, to say the least. I'm kind of going to get into different areas of what I think of them compared to other stuff that may be available out there, as opposed to maybe making it yourself as well, and kind of just going through the little bits and stuff. So we're going to start with the two items that I've got, and we're going to start with this first. We got the AWS Plunger, which cost me about £31 because I have a subscription with the website, so I got a small discount, which was quite nice. And I don't believe I paid anything on postage either, which was brilliant. And we'll get into that in a moment. And then the other one is the DRA switch, which is the other bit of kit that I've got. On the way, I have got the door panel control system. Obviously, without the DRA, there's two different models. I didn't obviously need another DRA switch, so I got one without. And I got the power brake controller as well, which will be here whenever that gets here. I'm going to start with, like I said, I'm going to start with the AWS Plunger first. Now, a lot of people that play Train Sim probably don't see the point in these controllers, which is fine. That's fair enough. This range, definitely as they've described themselves, are for enthusiasts, and I don't think that can be expressed enough in this review, that these products, I think, to be honest, they're really cheap for what they are. And I think that, to be honest, getting the cheaper items like the AWS Plunger and the DRA switch are 100% recommended. The DRA switch cost me £40, and like I said, the Plunger cost me around about £31. So for how cheap they are worth definitely getting, even if you're not an enthusiast. I'm kind of going to get into why in a moment. So starting with the Plunger, the first thing when I got this, I mean, I got them together, but when I got this and I took it out of the box, the quality, you could tell it isn't just some cheap product made in China. I know that they obviously said themselves it wasn't, but you can tell, all the way down to the tiniest little details. So whether it be the casing that it's all housed in, the actual USB cable, which, to be honest, is a very long USB cable. I was quite surprised to see how long it actually was, which is great. It means you got a lot of room to put it in different areas on your desk. But even the Plunger bit itself, it feels like something you think you'd get inside an actual train cab, and I think that they've done an amazing job of that. I think realistically, the only fault that I had with it was on the website. It said, and this is a very petty detail, I will say this now, was that they said if you get 2 or more items, it would come first class, and mine did not. However, I wasn't really that bothered about it. Like I said, you didn't really pay any postage or anything like that. It didn't bother me. I would have got both of them at some point anyway. So realistically, I said, if we were to point out petty little small details, you could say that. But I with how busy they are at the moment, I don't blame them, and I really don't mind. It meant that it was only a few days, which, like I said, is fine. So going back to the quality of this, it's very simple. I'll put it to you straight. It is very simple. It does the job, and it effectively replaces you pressing a key on the keyboard. That's what this does. So again, that's why I think that people may be a bit like, well, yeah, 30 quid when I can just press Q on the keyboard. That's fine, but what you don't realize is, because I thought that at first, and I held off for quite a while getting this. But when I decided I was going to get the power brake controller, I thought, you know what, I'm going to get some of the other stuff as well. And I actually went with these first before I got the power brake controller, just to make sure that the quality was to my liking before dropping the £256 or so that I'm going to be put into the power brake controller. Okay, so that's why I did it. I thought we'll start off small, and we'll kind of go from there, just to make sure that the quality is as they say it is. Now, the only thing that I've kind of noticed with this, and I've actually noticed it as of now, is that on the sides, it seems like it's, you can't really tell, but it's coming up a little bit there. Now, I don't think that is a huge deal, to be honest with you, at all. I think that maybe the screw's just a tiny little bit loose and needs putting back in place. I've not taken this apart, by the way. I've not done anything like that. I didn't want to, break any warranties or anything. Plus, there's no reason to. There's no reason to. Like I said, I've only just noticed this now. It really isn't an issue to me at all. Well, like I said, the quality overall, the attention to detail with it, I think they've done a really good job and making it look like the real thing. So, like I said, I'll give them that. I think that they've done a fantastic job of it. On to the next bit, the gameplay portion. Now, with this, I've had it now for nearly a week, and what I can tell so far is I've not had. It's simple plug and play, as they describe, plug and play, no issues. Great. I think that's that's what people want at the end of the day. What I've noticed with these, I feel like whilst it technically, this one in particular is just emulating a key press, the latency is so much better with these than using a keyboard. And that's what you need to take into account, is that you want simulators to be realistic as you could possibly get them. This helps with that. So in reality, as far as when it comes to gameplay, it does the job, and it does it really well. There's no faults. I've had no issues with it. I plugged it in, and that was it. I loaded up. It was done straight away. Sorted. Happy days. So yeah, let's get into Train Sim, and I'll try and show you this in action. Okay, here we are inside Train Sim now. I'm just using the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 150/2 as a demonstration. I'm using the I think it's the Northern Electrics electrified route. Northern Line's electrified. I can't remember who this is by. But anyways, just using it for demonstration purposes. So, what we got here is we got the plunger set up, ready to go. Like I said, it's just plug and play. And what I haven't got, the DRA switch is on, but I haven't actually got the software loaded up. I'll get into that after. So we're just going to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the cab. I'm not going to turn any of the lights or anything. I'm just literally going to put this into forward, and then we'll drive it to the end of the platform, because there's not much to do with this. So I'm going to hold this whilst I do it. So hopefully you'll be able to see. We're going to put this into AWS going off, press, and that's it. Easy as that. And you can see how quick it was compared to if you were to press it with a key. So if we turn this off, there's like, you can't really tell, but I definitely, if you've got it, you'll notice it between the keyboard and the plunger, is there's a ever so slight delay. So that's it. That's that's all there is to it. You know, there isn't really that much to it at all. I think that in reality it's a small thing, but those small details really make a difference. So yeah. So paused on Train Sim now, going back to this. So my kind of recommendation, do I think that you should buy it? The simple answer is yes. I think that 100%. It's at the end of the day, if you're a subscriber to the site, it's £31, and even if you're not, it's not that much more either. It's pennies really in hindsight, and it makes a massive difference. If you're not that serious about simulators and or train simulators, I should say, and you just kind of play it every now and again casually, just to kind of chill out and not, then fair enough, don't buy it. You probably won't get the use out of it that it deserves. That's the best way I could put it. The whole team, I don't know. I don't know if there's just one person that works on the actual controllers, but I think that if it is, they've done a fantastic job. And like I said, for the price, it's worth it 100%. Now onto the DRA switch. Now the DRA switch there's a little bit more to it. There's a little bit more going on than the plunger. And I'm going to kind of show you what I mean by that. I'm going to make sure everything's minimized on my desktop first, before I do. And then we're going to go ahead and I will show you guys everything. Okay, so now that we're on my desktop, first thing we need to do is open the software called Door Panel. Now, when you first get the DRA switch, or if you get the door panel with the DRA controller, you'll have a piece of paper inside. I haven't got it with me. And it'll have the link to where you download this software. It's a click of a few buttons and you're sorted. So it'll tell you when you've got, obviously, the item connected. In this case, I haven't received the door panel yet, so that's not connected. It'll show you when the train sim session is running. Mine is paused and I'm tabbed right now, so it technically isn't running. Plus, I've turned this software on after the launch in train sim. I would recommend, just to minimize on any potential bugs, just launch the software before you launch train sim, but don't worry too much about it, okay? So inside this, it's quite simple with just the DRA switch on its own. It just allows the software to communicate with train sim, essentially. That's it. The reason for that is it uses the API stuff for the train sim in order to make this work. So again, with this, quality-wise, they've done a fantastic job. It's definitely got a little bit more weight to it because there's a little bit more going on inside the actual box than the last device. But again, it does everything. I think they've nailed the sort of the switching thing very, very nicely. And the light is always a nice little touch as well. In terms of quality, like I said, they've got it down. The rubber feet are fantastic. My only complaint about this is when you've got it set up on the desk and you go to do that, it does sometimes wobble about a little bit. I'd probably recommend just putting something on top of it, not just a little bit of weight to it, just so that it doesn't do that. But realistically, it's not a massive issue and really isn't going to affect anything. Again, nice long cable, high quality materials clearly being used as they said they would. And this one was £40 some pence. Again, I got the subscriber discount, so a very reasonable price on that. In terms of when it comes to using it in game, I'm going to show you that now and we'll take a look. Okay, so now that we're in game, we've got the DRA switch set up, ready to go. Again, I'm just using the quick drive as the example. You probably just would have been able to see there the little switch go off. So over here we've got the DRA switch, and you see it's lit up right now, so that means obviously it's on. So what we're going to do, again, we'll obviously set up the cab first, so we'll put everything in. AWS will go off, do that. The road ahead is green, so what we're going to do is we're just going to do that. That's it. Fantastic, right? And again, just it's instant. It is instant. It does it straight away. I just think they've nailed it. There's no other way to put it. They've nailed the feel of it. The realism. It really is there. It takes the whole point around simulators to that next level. It's something I feel like with Train Sim has been, you know, it's a market that's been missed out massively on. I just love it as well. I just love putting that on and off and on. And I feel like the other products are going to be the same. The fact that it's all made in the UK, it's the order turnarounds pretty quickly. I think customer service is fantastic. So yeah, I really can't fault them on that. So, on to final notes about these two items. I think, as I've said before, and as I'll say over and over, I'll say it to friends that play Train Sim on either they play it regularly or they don't really play it at all. They play it maybe once in a blue moon. To the people that play it once in a blue moon, or play it casually, and you don't have all the extra third-party stuff, and you basically just got stuff that comes from DTG directly, and you don't have anything else, don't get it. That being said, if you're wanting to enhance your experience inside Train Sim, the plunger and the switch are 100% recommended, and I'm sure the rest of the range that they've got to come in are going to be just as good quality. On that kind of note, my only other thing to say about it is, realistically, I think when it comes to the kind of nitty gritty of everything, they're really, normally, you try and be, you don't want to be biased. You don't want to come across as biased. That's the right way to put it. And I'm not. I truly am not. I do watch a lot of Alan Thompson's streams. I watch a lot of his videos. That's obviously how I knew about the products in the first place, and I'm obviously a subscriber to the website. And that being said, some people may view this as being, well, you're a subscriber, you're this, you do all that, then surely you're just, blowing smoke up someone's, you know what I mean? But the reality of it is that's not the case. I've gone into this with a very non-biased approach, and the reality is these products are just great. They're great. They do the job that they're meant to do, and they're at a really good price. And the last bit to that is comparing it to, well, what if you were to build it yourself, as it were? There are definitely people out there that have done it. It's the same with Flight Sim. There are definitely people out there that have done it. But what you've got to take into account is it costs a lot more money to do it. If you want to go full on realistic down to every last little detail, you're going to be probably talking thousands of pounds. And if you've got that kind of money and you want to do that, great. But also note that that is going to take up a lot of space. These controllers don't take up a lot of space. They're affordable. I would say cheap, but I feel like that would come across the wrong way. I think they're priced at the right price. I think if this was like £100, I probably wouldn't have bought it. The fact that it's only £40, I think £40 would have been reasonable for this as well. But any higher than that, I couldn't see myself buying it personally. And the DRA switch, I think 50 would be like the highest I'd pay for something like that. But that's me. If you're wanting to go ultra realistic, then obviously you're going to want to spend a lot more money to go to that. These do the job. You know, at the end of the day, they're in plastic housing. It's a lot of like kind of, you know, like plastic material type stuff that's used. However, they are high quality. So I keep showing off the AWS, but it's because of where I got the Switch. So it is worth it. So 100% do go over there. I'm going to leave a link to the websites because there's two. Now you buy it off the Alan Thomson one, but you could check out some of the details on the TS Controllers website. So I'm going to link those both there. Do go check it out. And hopefully very soon I'll be able to review. I think I've got it in the next couple of days coming. So hopefully next week or so I'm going to be able to do a review on the door control. And then whenever I finally am able to get my hands on the power brake controller, because it's very popular at the moment, I will do a review on that too. Thank you very much for watching my first Train Sim 2021 video. I hope it was okay. I would very much appreciate you guys leaving feedback in the comments so that I can improve these videos over time. Some of the other content that you could expect from this channel, I'm going to be making scenarios. I'm not going to be doing route building. I can't do that. So there's plenty of channels out there. There's plenty of experienced people for route building. But I'm going to do some scenario type stuff. I'm going to play some scenarios, do some reviews of routes, and just general stuff to do with Train Sim 2021 and the future. So thank you very much. If you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like. Again, leave a comment with any feedback and go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the little notification bell and accept all notifications so that you know when the next video goes up. I'll try to do these as frequently as possible. I'm aiming for at least once a week. And that's it. Have a nice day, guys. See you later.